Alright guys, I get to do a trip I've always wanted to do. I've never been any kind of long distance in an old vehicle. I've always wanted to. I've had quite a few, but I've just never done a trip in them. So I have the opportunity. I'm moving about 600 miles away. I'm moving from Florida to Tennessee. I have all my other stuff up there already. I've already moved everything. The last thing is my truck. So let me guys show you. I know if you guys have been on the channel before, you know, you've seen this in videos, but this is my 1972 F100. I've had it for 6 years now. So it is loaded down with a whole bunch of crap, some Sanford and Son stuff, but I am going to attempt to drive this 600 miles. It has a rebuilt 351 in it. I didn't originally put the 351 in, somebody else did. It originally came with a 360. So, but I did rebuild this motor. It's a 1969 351 out of a Gran Torino. The 69 was the first year, the 351, and the highest compression 351 they made. It has a slightly lower deck height with the same connecting rods and pistons as a regular 351. So, but let me, I need to go get some gas. Let me get on the road and hopefully everything goes smooth. I'm gonna bring you guys along for the entire trip. All right, guys. All right, guys, I'm in the cab here. I redid the seat already, so it's kind of comfortable. The truck is loud. So I don't think I'm gonna film too much while I'm going, but I might. I did do one upgrade, and you can probably hear it in the video. I bought one of these Icy Breeze cooler air conditionings. So it is actually an air conditioner. It runs off a battery, or I'm gonna have it plugged into the cigarette lighter a little bit later. But all it is a cooler with a condenser in it. It actually pumps the cold water across some coils and cools everything off. So it's pretty hot in Florida this time of year. It's in the 90s. I'm sure it's going to hit 100 a day. But as we go north, it'll cool off some. But I wanted some comfort, so I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't suffering too much. I'm gonna try to take back roads the whole way. I don't really want to ride interstates. I can, but like I said, this thing's loud and I'll be deaf by the time I get anywhere. So plus I like to see the little towns and stuff like that and kind of see any kind of cool stuff. As you can see, I'm already sweating. I'm already soaked. We had to load up this and a trailer full of stuff. So, but all right, guys, first stop is a gas station. I'm on E. I'm kind of curious what kind of mileage I'm going to get. I'm going to have to use my phone to calculate it because my odometer, the mileage is roughly correct, but since the speed's a little off, it's not going to be extremely accurate. So, but all right, guys. All right, guys, just made the first fuel stop. Put 14 gallons in, a little bit more than 14 gallons. I'm gonna see how far it gets us. I think I get about like 8 or 9 miles a gallon. I'm hoping to get 10 just cruising, but we'll have to see. I'll bring you back on my next fuel stop and let you know how it goes. All right, guys, I'm officially on the road. I had to make one more stop. My wife is gonna be hauling a trailer of stuff up the next couple of days, so I was making sure everything was secured. And she was good to go. But my plan is to drive mostly back roads. At this point, I'm going to go up 441 pretty far. I think it goes close to Columbia, maybe somewhere up there. But I'll have to look at a map a little closer. But I'm going to try to do 441 most of the way. I'm going to go through like Douglas and stuff like that. I was thinking about 301, but I drove some of that the other day and I just didn't want to repeat, and I've never driven 441 that far. So I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse. I think it's a little less than, well, the way I'm going is probably more than 600 miles, but I think it's gonna be a little less. I'm not exactly sure, because I'm kind of doing a straight shot. Normally I go 95 to 26, and it's kind of like a roundabout way, but it's the fastest. So, the air conditioning is working amazing. I have the windows up. This thing's on medium. I don't know how much ice I'm going to go through. I'll kind of keep you guys up to date on that. This is not something I'm going to use every day, and also the weather where I'm going to be living is pretty nice. It's like 60s at night and 80s during the day. It might hit 90 a little bit, but it's not too bad. Alright guys, let me get you set up on time lapse, and I'll bring you back if I see anything cool on the way, or see a cool town I go through or something like that. So, alright guys. Alright guys, I did not make it as far as I wanted to before having an issue. I made it about 40 miles and I noticed a wobble in the back. So I went and checked it, and I got a tire that's separating because it has a little bubble in it. So I'm getting 2 tires put on in Lake City, and then I'll be back on the road. Alright guys. Alright guys, we got 2 new tires. Nice guy at the tire shop kind of hooked me up a little bit, got me in and out pretty quick. So I'm gonna get back on the road. It's kind of nasty weather, but truck's running good, it's staying cool. I am getting about 9 miles per gallon. I went ahead and topped off, put 5 gallons in it. So it's gonna be a expensive trip. And a lot of fuel stops. I only have about a 15-gallon tank. So I'll put you guys back on time lapse and keep on rolling. my shirt. I was poofing up my shirt and it's cooling me down. But truck's doing good. New tires are doing good. It's staying cool. Oil pressure staying about 60, which is normal. Other than that, it's been a pretty smooth ride. I was kind of hoping to go through a couple more old towns or whatever that has something interesting, but so far I haven't really seen anything. I'm sure as I get farther north, I'll start seeing something, but I'll put you guys back on time lapse and keep on cruising. South Carolina. It's about hour 45 minutes away, so it's going to get a little too dark to film. I'll let you know when I get to the hotel how it went. Up the Riverside, South Carolina. This truck has never left Florida. Today has crossed 2 states already. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, I'll bring you back when I get to the hotel or something interesting happens. All right, guys, so broke down, alternator died. I am on the side of the road using a rigid battery to try to charge up my regular battery. My wife is on her way. She's about 40 minutes away. She was coming up here as well, just a different direction. So she has a little jump box. We're gonna try to jump it and get it off the road more and see if there's anything I can do with it. I only got about 30 minutes to go to the hotel, so I'm really close. But all right, guys, I'll let you know what happens. Of course, nothing can go smooth, but it's been an interesting adventure. All right, guys. All right, guys, I'm editing my video for my trip from Florida to Tennessee, and I just realized in the middle of it I did not film some of it because of what was going on. So in the clip you just saw, I just said my alternator was died and it was broke down the road. Well, probably about 10 minutes before that, maybe 15, I can't remember, I noticed my lights were getting dim. So I pulled over to the gas station to try to figure it out. I shut the truck off and checked the wiring, was checking my lights, checking everything, and everything looked fine. And I was like, wait a minute, is my alternator going out? So I went and tried to crank it, would not crank. Tried to mess around with a little rigid battery, trying to get it to charge, and it would not charge it enough, and it wouldn't jump it. I believe they have some kind of safety mechanism in where they're overloaded, they shut down. So a nice gentleman came around and he jump started me. It would run, and I had lights, they just seemed a little dim. So I was like, well, let me keep going. I only have a little bit to go. I only have 45 minutes to the hotel. Started going on the road. Started raining. My windshield wipers would not come on. So I made it. There was nowhere to pull off. It was extremely sketchy. I should have stayed at the gas station and tried to figure it out. But so I got to the stop sign and the truck immediately died. Would not start, battery was dead. I rolled back into a ditch a little bit off the road. It's pitch black dark, it's raining. I get out and I hook the rigid battery back up, hoping that it would just charge the battery a little bit. It might have over a little bit more time, but at that point it wasn't. I do not have a voltage gauge in the truck, and the alternator gauge that came in the truck does not work. So I had a shop light that I stood up in the back of my truck and turned on so people would be able to see me, because I was right on the edge of the road. During this period, I did have one gentleman stop and try to help me, but he didn't have any jumper cables, and for some reason I didn't either, and I normally do, so I'm assuming they got packed up in the move just by accident. So right after this clip you just saw, a sheriff pulled up and was extremely nice. I don't remember his name, but he pulled behind me, turned his lights on so nobody would hit me, and my wife got there shortly after. We went and hooked the jump box up to it. It got cranked enough to where I could get it into a little parking lot right next door. So I got in the parking lot, and the cop, there was a couple cops there by this time. They said I could leave it there and it should be fine. During this whole time, a van pulled up, like a construction van, and it looked sketchy. And I was like, I got tools in the back of my truck. I cannot leave my truck here. This is not gonna work. I can't do it. So we sat there for a little bit. My wife ran up to a gas station, bought some cheap jumper cables, and we sat there and charged the battery for a little while, probably 30, 45 minutes, enough to where I thought I might be able to get to the place. At this point, I did some jerry rigging, which you guys will see in the next clip, which got me all the way back. In fact, I think the rigid battery died within a quarter mile of the hotel. So all right, back to the adventure. All right, so finally made it to the hotel. So this is what I had to do. I attached a rigid battery to my pigtail to get running lights to make it here, along with my work light bar strapped to the front. But we made it. Tomorrow I will get a alternator. So, all right, guys, I'll see you all in the morning. All right, guys, here's a better look of my rigging last night. So I just plugged the positive and negative of my rigid battery into the pigtail, and I just made sure to get the running lights. And what it actually did was powered all my running lights except for my headlights. And this battery ended up lasting about 30 minutes. And I just have two magnets kind of holding it against here so it doesn't fall off. It actually worked really well. A lot better than I thought it would have. Though, at a pinch, you can do this. I don't know if you can do it on a modern vehicle, but this vehicle, it's completely separate circuits. So it was able to do it. The back of this thing, but we're fixing to run to the auto parts store. I have the truck charging right now, so I'll have enough battery to get there. I'm gonna take this off. I also didn't have electrical tape. All I had was packing tape, which worked surprisingly well. There's a little closer look. These wires, I just had some spare wires around, so I just I actually had tools and stuff in here, so since we're moving, but like I said, it worked really well, and I held it in with two magnets that I had sitting on the trailer. For some reason I didn't have zip ties, but just back in, keep these wires just in case. But truck is charging. Let's see if it'll fire up. All right. Give it a couple pumps. It's running. I'm gonna let it run for a minute, warm up, and then we're gonna run to the auto parts store. Looks like there's a one right around the corner that has the alternator and voltage regulator. This truck, they're separate, so I'll bring you back when we're taking the old one off and installing the new one. All right, guys, we got the alternator out. It was super hot, so I think it's definitely cooked. I'm not sure about my voltage regulator. It doesn't feel warm. It feels okay. They have one here, so I'm probably gonna get it as well. These are real easy to take off. There's 2 wires on the back, a positive and an exciter, and then a ground is tied in for this one at least, and then it's just a 9/16 and a 5/8 for the bolts. So let me go inside and see what they got. So, like I was saying, I like to hang my alternator like this on some of these vehicles. It'll let you connect the wiring real easily. Unless you're having to fight behind it, you have some room. And most of the time your wiring is long enough to where this will work. So, I haven't decided if I'm going to change the voltage regulator. I actually think the alternator was working this morning, but was overheating or something because it was hot. Also, when you do this, make sure you have your battery undone. This one just gets clipped on. A little bit. Just gonna disconnect that one until I get this on. On, radiator's hot. Just take it out. Alternator's in. I got the wiring on. Belt's tight. I have not changed the voltage regulator. I want to see if it's working first, and then I'm going to try to tighten this belt up. It's a little loose. These are lawn garden belts. I had a really hard time finding belts for some reason, and these are the only thing I could find. But they've been on there for a long time now and perfectly fine. So, all right, let me tighten that up. Alright guys, back on the road, alternator's This was our last fuel stop. I believe I'm 42 minutes away. I got one more stop. I'm gonna stop and grab some food before I get to the house. Alright guys, I'll see you at the end. This is why I moved to the mountains. Beautiful views, nice little towns, cool roads. There's a lot of history here. It's just kind of a neat area. The weather is amazing. It's probably about 85. Maybe even a little less. It's just a nice kind of place to be. Beautiful roads. I love the windy road. I've actually never been on this road. Just decided to take something a little differently on the way back. See if there's something cool we'd see. I'll put you guys back on time lapse so you can get a little taste of it. And I'll bring you back if something interesting happens. guys, we made it. So I'm just gonna do a little recap. In my opinion, the truck did amazing. The tires aren't the truck's fault, it's my fault. I was trying to push them. I had already gotten a bubble in one of the front tires. The tires were 6 years old. They didn't have a lot of miles on them, and they had plenty of tread, but when tires get old, they'll separate. So I'd already had one of the front ones separate, and I was just trying to make it up here because I really didn't want to buy tires. I have a different set of rims that are going to go on this, but ended up buying the tires. They worked out great. The shop in Lake City, I cannot remember the name of the shop, but it's right off 441. They were great. Just a little mom and pop kind of old style tire shop. Guy came up, jacked the car up, had it done in 30 minutes. So the alternator, thinking back, I should have realized there was something potentially wrong, because I do remember having like electrical fluctuations. But again, I've had this truck for 6 years. I've never replaced an alternator. There's no telling how long that alternator's been in there. So, but truck did good. It was a great trip. The where I broke down was not in the greatest spot, and I pushed it farther than I should have. I should have stopped before then and came up with a plan, but I was tired. I really wanted to get to the hotel, and I knew I didn't have a lot of time. So but an officer showed up, was really nice, blocked the road for me until my wife could show up and we get the jump box and get it out of the road. I was only there for probably 30 minutes, but once she got there, we went and got some jumper cables, charged the battery some, and then hooked up my rigid battery for the lights. That worked really well. But once the alternator cooled off, I actually think it started working again, because the next morning, once I cranked it up and ran it, it drove, the lights seemed fine, everything seemed okay. But I wanted to go ahead and replace it anyway, so I replaced it. Made it the whole way here. Did not change the voltage regulator, although I'm going to keep the one I have just as a spare. And it did good. It was a blast. I want to do it again. I actually want to do it with an older car. I want to do it from a car from like the 40s, 50s. I think that would be a blast. I actually have my eye on a car back in Florida. I think it's like a 47 Dodge sedan. Has the suicide doors. It has a flat 6-cylinder, inline 6-cylinder. I think it'll be a blast. But all right, I think this is where I'm gonna end the video. But I think the next video I'll give you guys a tour of my new shop. It's not a lot, it needs a lot of work, but has a lot of potential. And I have a good bit of property out here to do more stuff with. So I think the next video will be like a little bit of a shop tour once I get a little more organized, get a little more cleaned up, and just show what I'm gonna do. But all right guys, till the next video, you guys take it easy.